Standing in the way of life. No, babes. America, it is a third world country. America is a third world country. I've been back for 3 months.
So this is my new channel.
Like, when is enough enough? Because this kind of living is unsustainable.
We're not going out to eat. We're not going crazy. We have some snacks every once in a while, but it's like, oh, I don't know, a bag of Doritos every other week is what we're buying. And mostly it's like air popped popcorn. How are we spending $1,200 in a month on groceries? This is unsustainable. How do we live like this?
How are we doing it? How are you affording groceries? How are we doing this?
About the fall of white America, okay? White men, human trafficked black people from Africa made banks and wealth off this country, made banks, wealth, and institutions off of that, and they're the only people that can afford, stuff in this country. If you ran a race for 500 years and each lap was 1 year, that's 500 years of basically each time, like on Monopoly, 200 you pass go, they up on us, and they owe us reparations, because we the ones that built the track, okay?
A lot of Americans are starting to notice something very uncomfortable that they can't avoid anymore, and that's the fact that this country no longer looks like the America that they believed in growing up.
There's something wrong in this country telling people it is okay to work 3 jobs, not see your kids, not see your loved ones, not take a vacation, and God forbid you get
$1,200. $1,200 is what we have spent on groceries this month. We're not eating steaks. We're barely eating meat. It's like ground turkey instead of ground beef. We're doing canned tuna for tuna casserole. My kids have ramen and dumplings when I don't feel like making dinner. We're not going out to eat. We're not going crazy. We have some snacks every once in a while, but it's like, oh, I don't know, a bag of Doritos every other week is what we're buying. And mostly it's like air popped popcorn. How are we spending $1,200 in a month on groceries? This is unsustainable. How do we live like this?
Who are these people that are affording groceries, going to the grocery store every week, spending $300, $400 a week, and they're just like, whatever. It's cool. It's pocket change. Seriously, not me. Family of 5. I have little children. Little. They're 12, 10, and 5. I don't even have teens living in my house yet. And I'm just like, just went to Market Basket, spent $338, family of 5. That's pretty good, honestly. Only got $20 of non-food stuff, and the only meat I got was sausage, like turkey sausage links, and chicken. Like for the week, not a lot of chicken. And I'm just like, what? How are we doing it? How are you affording groceries? How are we doing this? I remember being a teen and going to my friend's house, or people come to my house, and we would just like eat all the strawberries, all the chips, drink all the orange juice in one day. I wonder if my parents and their parents were like wanting to like wring our necks at that point, because they're like, that is expensive. You just saved $25 in fruit. Obviously it wasn't $25 then, but you get the point. Are you affording groceries comfortably? Should I get a second job? Should I work more? I don't know.
This is a PSA for all of the privileged, rich, wealthy Americans. Hi, my name is Bridget. I'm 32 years old. I work full-time. And my paycheck does not give me enough to even get the bare minimums, okay? I had a savings account and I just had to use about half of it just to get by until my next paycheck. Okay, and the reality of that is once my savings is gone, I don't have a crutch. I don't have any more crutches. And the stress of going grocery shopping, y'all, I'm at Aldi, okay, which is quite literally probably one of the cheaper grocery options. And the way that I have to pinch my pennies just to make sure I have enough food until the next paycheck is quite literally wild. So to all of my single humans out there, you're doing amazing. And you know, we're a one income family. My fur babies don't work. I wish they did. I wish there was an opportunity. But what are we supposed to do? Like, when is enough enough? Because this kind of little unsustainable. Meanwhile, y'all are out here driving your Teslas and your Cybertrucks and your G-Wagons. Y'all, I'm in a Chevy Equinox, okay? And I'm starting to think I need to trade it in because I can't afford life anymore. When is enough enough? I would love to know. I would absolutely love to know. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I have a college degree. I am overqualified for my job. I am severely, severely underpaid. What are we supposed to do? What's the answer? Because I think the next step for me, I'm gonna have to look into food stamps, and I bet you my salary is above the threshold. But obviously, I'm $85.26 away from being in the negative. What are we supposed to do? How am I supposed to buy groceries for 2 weeks with $85 only to have 26 cents left in my bank account? When is enough enough?
Here's the real question. If millions of families are going into debt just to eat, what does that say about the true health of the U.S. economy? A new survey shows that about a quarter of Americans are using buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay just to buy groceries. We are not talking about sneakers and vacations. We're talking about milk, eggs, and pasta on a payment plan. And that number is climbing fast, which means more and more people literally can't afford food up front anymore. Let's be honest, Wall Street might look fine, but Main Street is starving. Call me crazy, but I would love to live in a society where moms don't have to worry about feeding their children, where dads don't have to work 10 jobs to make sure that Eggos can go in the toaster in the morning. That would be my ideal society, but I know I'm a little crazy.
I just got done grocery shopping at Walmart. Walmart is supposed to be a relatively cheap place to get your groceries from, which is why I shop there pretty often. Do you guys know how expensive hamburger meat is now? It is literally almost $8 for 1 pound, and it doesn't matter what kind of hamburger you're getting. It doesn't matter if it's the 75-25, the 85-15 lean. Like, it doesn't matter what kind you get. It's all almost $8, which is insane because my mom used to tell me when I first moved out of the house and was purchasing things on my own, she was like, just always have hamburger because hamburger is so inexpensive. You can pick it up. You can make so much with it. $8 is actually crazy. Like, that adds up so freaking fast. My groceries weren't that expensive. Like, I was adding them up. I'm like, okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I added my hamburger and my price skyrocketed. That's freaking crazy. What are we doing? What is this economy that we are all living in right now? It makes me so mad. Like, no one can afford to live. A hamburger is so expensive, and that is supposed to be one of the most easily accessible meats.
I know we've talked about like the affordability of groceries, but at this point we need to start having a real conversation because far too many people are having these quiet, like, I can't afford groceries. I hear it now when I go to the grocery store that people are like, no, that's $1.58, is there anything cheaper? At the grocery store, you might get something for $1.23, but like, it's not. If that quarter difference is making the difference, like, we're not in a good place. I was in the hardware store today, and the aisle next to me, I could hear them. And he was like, yeah, but like, if we get this toilet, we're going to have to cut another $15 off of our grocery budget for the rest of the month. We're on June 1st. The $43 more expensive toilet means they have to cut $10 off their grocery budget every week this month to get, the toilet that flushes every time. The stock market's doing okay. Like, the oil executives are all doing great. Everybody seems to be making money except for the people who are just trying to afford food. A lot of my friends did not do Memorial Day, or if they did Memorial Day, they did it like small for their family. usually people splash out. We had somebody in our neighborhood who used to do like king crab legs and steak. Like, you showed up to this thing even if you didn't like them, because it was like, he's a little high school football star, but like, you were gonna eat good. It was like worth the price of admission. His wife is lovely. He's there. And he once caught a football in like the most amazing way in our state ever, but whatever. Like, they started reducing their party and people like kind of stopped showing up. Like, they started serving sausage instead of steak. I think he came to realize people liked him for his meat and not his stories. But like, a lot of people are cutting back. A lot of people are just like budgeting. Friends who used to be like, coupons. I'm a couponer. I can't get any cheaper if I try. I am a couponer. Friends are like, hey, what's that app you use? Like that flyer one? I will decide where I'm going to shop for the week based on who has the best deals for the things I want in the flyer. I now do not buy meat unless it's on sale. I cannot tell you the last time I bought a brisket because holy fuck. The last time I looked at brisket because I was like, ooh, like a nice brisket. No. When you look at the markets and when you look at like the Jeff Bezos and, you know, Mark Zuckerberg's yacht getting delivered the day after he lets go like 10% of his company, they're all doing well. And a lot of people are very much struggling, but we're trying to do it quietly because, you know, we don't want to admit it, or we don't want to have to say it, or there's like some shame for doing it. But more and more, I am hearing people in the aisles having conversations over a quarter difference between two products. Like, a single navel orange is $1.29. $1.29 for an orange. I now look at oranges and I'm like, do I really want this?
This is what I got with $20 at Walmart in this economy. About every damn thing was $5. Okay, the chips was selected because, you know, I'm having sandwiches, man. Ain't no turkey bacon because I got some eggs, you know, turkey bacon and rice. Rice lasts long, you know what I'm saying? You could use rice with everything. It's $5. Like, they had two for $4.50, and then this was like about $2. And this was the last cheap one too. That's the crazy part. Cause that bunny was about $5. But yeah, this is what I got for $20 in this economy. I just want to let y'all know this is inflation is high.
Have a family, I would like to know how much you're spending in groceries. Like, what does your monthly grocery budget look like? Because my husband and I sat down the other day to do our monthly budget, and we just had to increase it by an additional $200 because I noticed a huge price increase in meat. We shop at Costco, and we used to get the steaks, and they were like $50. I think it came in a pack of 3. It was $83 the last time that we went to Costco. And I was telling him, I said, you know what? Whether or not you can afford to buy chicken, beef, steak, like, that's going to be a sign of wealth. Like, meat is going to be for wealthy people. Sure enough, I started to see videos of people saying that they were cutting back on buying meat because it is too expensive. Like this one lady, she was saying that she was spending $1,200 a month on food, so she just got tuna so she can make tuna casserole, or she got ground turkey instead of ground beef. And that's because, like, meat is the most expensive part of your budget. And when people really can't afford to buy food, that's the first thing to go. Feels like we are being priced out of necessities, not even luxury items at this point. And they probably think, you know what, they could just have beans instead. Okay, well, they can't have chicken, they can have beans. It's the same thing, they wouldn't even notice.
Man, so I was cleaning out my freezer and I came across this old pack of ribeyes I got. $4.77 a pound back in 2024. Come on, let's go to H-E-B. So it's 2026 and it's $17.49 a pound. That's ridiculous, man. Come on.
All toxic. Any interaction I have, I'm like, oh my god, you just want something from me. The American men don't even get me started. The only thing that's beneficial about America is the opportunities here. You have more opportunities here, but you have to give your soul for those opportunities. You don't experience life or balance, no. You have to give your soul.
So who do you think she's talking about? You got to give your soul. And she's talking about American men are horrible. So that's what this channel's about. We're talking about, you know, basically what's going on in this country, how the grocery and rent prices and what's going on, and why they owe black people reparations for all the stuff I said in the beginning of this. You know, human trafficking us from Africa, making banks and wealth off of banks and wealth and stock markets and institutions off of us, and then giving other white people, only white men's families, money and opportunities. Back then, it was going that, the white women couldn't even vote. White women wasn't beating us with whips. You ain't never seen no white woman beat a motherfucker with a whip or hang a man from a tree. Those are all white men. That was their rules under their rules. Just like how you got niggas killing each other today because of white men rules and you can get away with it and you kill black men more than white. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, you didn't see white women do weird shit. Yeah, but it's because of they rules though. They made the rules. They set them. They even enforce them and say you got to sell your soul and do what I say for you to enjoy America. So that's just basically what this whole channel is about. They even owe white women reparations for real. If you look at the Salem witch trials, they killed 10 million white women over the course of like 500 years because they was hunting them down as witches and stuff like that. Look up the Salem witch trial. Look up Joan of Arc. That's just some game for some white women right there. But anyways, it's the Follow White America. You're going to see a whole lot of white women and people talking about what's going on. That's the intro to this channel. Peace. This is the one.
America has literally built a system where being poor is more expensive. And nobody talks about how backwards that is. Like, if you're already struggling, everything costs more. A bill you couldn't afford? Well, now you owe more. Miss a payment because you were trying to juggle rent and groceries? Well...
And you want to know why that is because they understand that you'll never be able to catch up 500 years of slavery, no matter who you are. Only a white man in America that have that much money. And if you're not a white man in America that they really care about, you know what I mean? You'll end up like this dude.
Yeah, sure they got.
And I gotta say, as a United States veteran, it's absolutely horrible to see.
Okay? You'll end up like that. So they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So your smartest thing is probably to just move out the country or, show whose side you on. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Shit. If you can't beat them, join them. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You come with some, Then that motherfucker go right there. He right there, y'all. Type shit. I mean, you better, you know what I mean? Get on the right side. I don't know. Figure it out. But they don't give a fuck about you. At least show what side you on. Prove it some sort of way. I don't know. Anyways, this is the Follow White America. This is the new channel. And we'll be reacting to channels like this.
How our government is taking care of our veterans. You served our country honorably.